his hands over his eyes. The eyes actually are in front. This one over here with the child, and has it's like a tornado, like almost feel to it. I don't know if that's a good thing or not. I really like this photo over here where it shows the man almost like kind of sinking into the sand and almost like he's becoming one with the sand over here or the dirt over here. A lot more meaning behind it as well. I really love this one over here where it just shows the little boy just dragging the road, almost like he's creating his own maybe path, in a way. And it almost looks like, it just looks like fabric, like he's throwing a sheet along at the back. Well, this is a big cow, and for some reason the helicopters want to attack it. I really like this one, and what I'm going to show my demo is going to be very similar to this, where we will be applying an image or a print onto an image, onto a different image. So this one kind of reminds me of, I don't know if anyone watched Ace Ventura, Pet Detective, a long time ago. It comes out of the rhino, that one. So I'm going to show you, basically, just to give a quick background, I'm a fashion designer. So I tend to work a lot in fashion and working with clothing. And one thing that I find that's very important is that you use a model and you want to be able to let's say you have 20, 30 different t-shirts and using the same model, but instead of having to take 20 or 30 pictures, you can actually just take one picture and apply this the different t-shirts onto the model. So you actually you're saving your time and your money and being more efficient and trying something more different over here. So I basically, what I'm going to try and do is to apply a leopard print to my model over here. Make it look as though she's wearing like leopard stockings or a glove on her. What I'm going to try and achieve, basically, is this look over here, right at the back. Where it just looks as though she's just wearing an entire leopard like skin and on top of that the clothes. So this one is quite simple. I'm going to open my little model picture over here. Close this one. You need to do is to save your picture as in a black and white format. And the reason why I'm going to do this, you're going to see, because when we apply the print on later, it is going to use the black and white image as to read, and then literally the image will warp around the black and white picture. So the first thing I'm going to do is basically go to my, you can go to your adjustment layer right here. Is it something different? Did you do that? Okay. Just go to your black and white picture here, and go to your adjustment, and go to black and white, right over here. And it changes immediately. Now you're going to want to adjust your the black and white where you bring out the white in it a little bit more. So just try and, you're going to have to play around with it a little bit till you find something where your white in the image comes out to the front. And once I think my green filter works perfectly, and I'm just going to save it as my place it, okay. And there you go. All right. Now what I'm going to do is to open my colored picture that I had before. Just open it over here. Computer's running a little bit slow today. And you'll see that what I'm going to try and achieve is basically apply the leopard print that I had before onto the leg over here. So I already found a zebra print and I had saved it in my documents. So I'm going to go to File, I'm going to place my zebra print, and I have it over here. So it looks small, but actually it's quite a big, it's pretty big. And I'm going to tilt it just to where, where the leg is going. Here. And hit enter. Once you do that, what I want is to get my print to warp around that one leg. So it actually gives that effect as though it's very much part of her leg, and not as though it's just like a flat image that's just being applied. So then I go to my filter, making sure that I'm on my print, and I go to distort, and then I'm going to click on displace. Now, when it comes to displacing, you basically are displacing the pixels in the image, so you have to work around, and you're going to have to do a little bit of trial and error, basically, to see what really works for this image. So, for example, right now, let's say if I put 10, this one, it's going to ask me which image it wants me to, distort it to or displace it to. So I have my little black and white image over here. Sorry. I'm going to choose this one over here, and then I'm going to displace it. And I'll take a little bit of time. But this one hasn't displaced, this image, my print hasn't displaced a lot. As you notice, you don't see any changes in it at all. So what I'm going to do now is to actually, I'm going to go back, and I'm going to reapply my, my displacement, the filter that I just applied. So that way I can increase the displacement. So I'm going to go back to what I had before and choose my map to my black and white image. And now you see when I displace it, you'll notice the print will change. You notice the little bit of the change in the print, it comes in a little bit more. Maybe I can do it more for you so that you can see the real. Do you see the image change now? So what I'm going to do now is to basically apply this print onto my color into this picture over here. And the best way for you to do that is to actually, once you've chosen your print, make sure, reduce the fill, because you're going to use your mask tool, and you're going to try and take out what you don't want in that print. Basically, I don't want everything that's around over here. All of this I don't want. I only want the print on the leg itself. So I'm going to go to my little mask tool over here, my little camera tool over here. Click on it once, and making sure that I'm on my brush, I'm going to start just taking out, just taking this out. You're going to have to use a smaller brush when you do this, just because you want to make sure that you're not taking out, things that you want in there. So I'm just going to do it really quick over here. And what I'm trying to achieve, basically, is to get this effect over here. Okay? Now going back to the one that I was working on, you also want to change the blending mode. This will make it look more natural, more part of the image. So choose the one that will work best over here. Right now I am using a linear burn as my blending mode. And over here you can even adjust the black and white in it. So if I want, let's say, a little bit of a less black in it, I click on that layer, double click on it, and holding my Alt key, I can, let me just move it at this side so you can see the change. Holding my Alt key, I can start increasing or decreasing the black in it. You want a little bit less. You can adjust it that way. And then, you want to start applying it to all your other images as well. So to the other parts of the legs over here, and your arm, and the face maybe if you want. And finally, after you've applied that, we're going to bring the black and white image and place it over the colored image over here. The reason why we're doing that is to actually get more of the shadow and the effects to come through. So I'm going to go to File, Place, and bring the image that I made into black and white. I'm going to bring it in. Now, try and save your image, the black and white image, as a PSD file. It's easier to work, it's better to work with. And then you can just bring it in. Sorry, my computer is very slow for some reason. Okay. And you see it's placed it right there. So now you make sure it's just aligned properly and you just place it right on top and hit enter. Now, as soon as you do that, what we want is to, it's right on top. But if we apply the masking mode and then change it to, right now you see that the masking mode is in white. We want to change it to black, so it takes away. So you don't see the image actually. You want to keep doing that till you have all the shadows, in the corner over here, at the knee over here, and then at the foot over here. You want to be able to have those shadows. This makes the whole image much more realistic and almost like as if it is part of the image and it doesn't look like you've applied a special effect really to it. Now you're going to do this to the other leg as well, and then you're going to apply it to your arm. You're going to apply the print to the arm, and then you're going to apply, and then you're going to do the same thing. You're going to go into masking mode, take out what you don't want, make sure you blend the print into the skin tone, and then after that, you've already have your little this part of here where I applied the black and white image. You do it at the end. Once you've applied your prints to the face and to the arm and to the legs. And the ultimate result, what you want, is basically this over here. And you notice that I've applied it. If I just take it all off. See if I the black and white image gives it the shadow and much more of the better effect over here. Now, another thing that's very important, you remember I was talking about displacement before. Can anyone tell me what's maybe doesn't look right in this image? Anyone want to volunteer? Something that looks out of place, maybe?
She's a girl unless you wear a tie.
Actually, what is different in the image is my print. She's actually wearing just a white shirt, and I just applied a print over here. And you also can apply shadows to it, using your burn and dodge tool over here. But that, to give it a little more of a realistic feel to it. So, your dodge tool will obviously highlight it, and your burn tool is going to give it the shadow that you want. Now, if I go click on this one over here, you notice how my displacement in this one is much more than this one over here. That's the reason why I was saying you really have to be careful with the displacement and play around with it until you get the one that really works for that image. So this one, it just looks as if that's the top that she's wearing. She's supposed to be wearing over here. So it's basically, if you have a photo, you can completely edit it and make it into your own image. Give it whatever effects that you want over here. I've used a print over here and tried to make my model look like a zebra. A little bit like an animal wearing clothes, give it a different feel and look. It completely changes even the feel of the clothing or what is trying to be portrayed over here. And perfect for people who are in the printing business, printing graphic tees. You don't want to be using too many, model changing like 100 times. You can just apply your t-shirts onto the model, and it works, a lot more efficient. You don't have to pay the model to be standing there for almost 2 hours changing one t-shirt after another. So there you go. You can always edit your images and add your own special effect to it. Any questions?